So here we have a selection of all of the different envelope colors that come into play here in Arapahoe County.
In this primary election, each ballot envelope color has a reason.
They tell election officials different things about the voter before their ballot can be processed.
In Arapahoe County, voters who have affiliated with a party will return their ballot in a white envelope. Unaffiliated voters, which make up the majority of voters in Arapahoe County, will return their Republican or Democrat ballot in a teal-colored envelope. The teal color for unaffiliateds is to alert election judges to make sure only one ballot is returned, and so another judge can notate which ballot that voter returned, because that's a public record.
Purple is for my unaffiliateds. My pink is for ones that need ID required.
The ballot envelopes in Weld County have different colors with different meanings, but none of the meanings deal with conspiracy theories, like telling a postal worker which ballots to conveniently lose, or to tell an election worker which ballots not to count.
I have a whole different array of colors than my counterparts in Arapahoe and my counterparts in Larimer and Denver. We all choose very different colors. So that'd be really hard for postmen and women to go through and say, okay, all of these we're not going to do, because they just don't know is within each county what they mean.
And for the every election should require voter ID folks, there's even ballot envelopes color-coded for voters who still need to provide ID.
That means a voter who's they're ID deficient. They've never given us an ID that's acceptable for voter registration purposes. We can register them, but they can't participate until they provided a copy of their ID.
So if they get that, they've never had a ballot count before.
Correct. So they've never gone and voted in person, and they've never voted by mail.
There is one county that has an initial on the back of the envelope, U for unaffiliated, but also R for Republican and D for Democrat. It's Ouray County. I spoke with the election director there, and the short answer is it's done that way in that county for the ease of sorting ballots in a small county without the fancy automatic sorting equipment that metro area counties have.
Okay. Some of us don't notice those things, but we need to remember the primaries are done differently here in Colorado, and it is important when they're counting.
Look, what makes it obvious to some voters is if you live in a household where there are different party affiliations, or you have an unaffiliated voter and a party-affiliated voter, and then when you receive the ballots and you open it up and you see what you're returning it in, that's when you might notice, why does this one look different than this one? Easy call to a clerk could solve that versus first going to social media instead of going to the clerk, getting the answer, and then not having to involve 50,000 views on social media that then you have to clear up and say, well, here's the answer I found, because how many people are going to, of the 50,000 people that saw the original post, how many are going to see the answer?
Right.
There's so much misinformation out there that a story like this is very important to do. So thanks, Marshall.